Hey! I reappeared. Hello everybody, my name is Wacky Chad. This is kind of my first lecture, but I do know my stuff, and so just kind of bear with me. I'm kind of working on new technology, a new presentation. So, I kind of want to just get right into it, get started right away. So here we go. The great Federal Reserve money is a scam. Sorry, I got the wrong presentation. Busk. Why busk? That's the question. Not what it is, why would you busk? I don't know if anybody's in here interested in busking, but yeah, anybody actually in here interested in busking? I'm just curious. You're going to like this. I think you're going to be really interested in it. And even if you aren't interested in busking, this might be able to help you to just even perform outdoors at events that your gigs, kind of have and stuff like that. So you'll probably learn something from the street that you can kind of take in the theater shows. Instead of what is busk, why do you busk? And the question to that is because you're awesome. A lot of people probably spend a lot of time doing magic tricks, fine-tuning their craft. Don't hide it away in the closet. The world wants to see you. Go out there and do it any way you can. And this is kind of like a different stage, a different tribe of performers where you're able to just kind of go and do. You don't got to wait for the lights to go down. You can do it any time of the day. And it's just, don't hide your talents to the world. So if you work on your talents, that's kind of why you should do it. I watched a presentation on how to do a presentation. So yeah, showcase your talents to the world. It is a worldwide thing. You can do it anywhere in the world, and it's got very flexible, anytime, anywhere, multiple times a day, and you can really fine-tune your skills. There's a lot of freedom involved. It's not a confirmed gig, so you have like a gig. You're like, something came up. I could have booked something better, this or that. You can actually just kind of have like more of a freedom to just kind of do what you love without having to like answer to somebody. Kind of like your own boss. It's paid practice. I asked a lot of performers on like a chat group, hey, I'm going to do a presentation. What's some things that I should tell my audience that they should know? And a lot of them said this. They said it's something where you can fine-tune your craft. You can just kind of like, just basically it's paid practice. You can kind of just get good at it. It's a paid vacation. I've gone to New Zealand and did a lot of crazy stuff as you saw in the earlier video. And I was able to just basically pay my way, got really nice dinners, that kind of thing, because I was busking in New Zealand. It's really awesome. So because you street perform, you can actually charge more for gigs, because if you're actually making more money street performing, why would you go and do a $400 birthday party or something like that? You can actually go, hey, I'm actually more valuable. I'm actually getting better. I'm fine-tuning my craft. I'd rather actually stay in my hometown of Boston and street perform than to go do this one gig in North Korea, so for one day and set up and do one show. So because if you're out and doing, you're going to get more stage time, more people see you, the shops, other performers, you're going to network and you're going to book gigs because of it. It's actually kind of cool. I had a performer friend who recently just got injured. He's a Mighty Mike. He got a shoulder injury, and I was able to cover for him for a couple gigs, which was nice. Because he knows me, I know him, it's just like, boom, hey, Chad, I need you, boom, right away. You're going to build more fans, more followers as a performer, grow in that regard. There's a lot of actually famous people that busk. There is an increased cash flow. It's nice to have a bunch of cash on you. I don't know, I like cash. So the paid practice was the number one answer. I got a little audio clip of another performer describing that.
The main reason I'm busking, it's not necessarily for financial reasons, because now I can get gigs and have work elsewhere, but it sharpens my iron. It's easy to get complacent when you're just doing gigs all the time. You're not necessarily, your technique isn't getting better, your talking isn't getting better, but when you go on the street, you can have really good shows, but you're always going to have bad ones. It's in those ones that you learn lessons, and it's in those ones that I get better, and that I change stuff, and that I feel motivated to create new things. I mostly go out there to suck. And I'm sucking more than ever, because now when I go out there, which is not that much, I'm trying new stuff, which is guaranteed to suck the first times you try it. I've just been through that whole process enough that I have no ego about it, that I could just suck it up and apply new things and just watch it get better.
So that's Joey. This is him at the Kingston Buskers Festival. So he actually had a really fun show, and that was a Thursday show. Or it wasn't the best time, but he was able to kind of like have fun because he knew I was watching it. He's like, I got to actually put on my A game here. So So you ended up doing a great show for like, not a small crowd. There's more people where I'm sitting than where, in the back there. Huge reason why I do it is I absolutely love it. It is actually one of those things where it's super fun. It's a very gratifying job. You're impressing a lot of people. It's super addictive, and yeah, it's highly addictive. So how do you street perform? That's the question. Very simple question. We know why we want to do that. Why are we going out there to street perform? And I'm going to tell you how you street perform. This is 20 years of experience, all kind of dialed in to one. You perform in the street. That's how you street perform. Thank you guys very much for coming out. Appreciate it. This is the job of doing. It's a job of inconsistency and consistency. You get consistent when you just go out and you do it. They say their first 100 shows, that's when you're going to learn this craft, this skill, and then you can do it anywhere in the world. It doesn't even take that much. And if you maybe learn some of the things that I say in this presentation, maybe you can get it down to 20. And if you're already a performer, a magician for birthday parties, you already have the content, the stuff that makes you unique. Basically, go out in the street with a little tip speech and done. So that's kind of it. But there is some psychology to it. There is a couple things you should know. And that's kind of what I would like to dive into right here. So there is, like I said, there's fundamentals, there's a format a lot of us street performers have, and we tell each other, why'd you do that, what happened there, okay, you should do it this way, that way. But I want to let you guys know that there is actually no format to this craft. Really worry too much about the fundamentals. It's just more about doing it and kind of learning how you can get a crowd, how you can keep your crowd, and how you can turn those crowds into fans. This guy right here, he is street performing. He's just out on the street, he's doing it. He just did a spin there. He has no format to juggling, but look, he caught one. Look at that. Oh, wait. Oh, he hit it in his face. Okay, pick it up. Okay, I'm entertained. Are you guys entertained? You slap a QR code on how to digitally tip on this clip, and you go, ha ha, I gave this guy $1. You're done, right? This has like 150,000 views, right? He's doing better than me. I have the skills to juggle. This guy comes out here and does two, and he's twirling, and there is no format to street performing. I'm telling you, the way the mood of the world, they almost want to see bad stuff, if that makes sense. Just know, what is your end goal? This guy's end goal was drugs and alcohol. Okay, and you know what? Good on him, because he's doing it. He's out there grinding it at a stoplight. It's not the best location, but he's doing it. So, a lot of the things about my profession is you can use this to peacefully protest. You can bring a crowd together. That's kind of how it works. It's like a First Amendment right to just kind of go out there and say your opinions to the world. You can do it that way, and maybe dab a little magic. You can't get a job, you can busk. Welcome to our tribe. There's a huge diversity of people. Just go out there and do. Obviously, this guy, he probably doesn't own 3 houses. This guy right here, he clearly knows how to ride a 7-foot unicycle. He just wants to hold hands with men. Next slide. That's why he's doing it. So before I kind of tell you some of the technical stuff, I just want to show you guys, I do have a little street cred here. I've been 25 different countries for over 20 years. I won a couple People's Choice winners, Most Extreme Award. It's kind of nice to get that. It's like the people kind of chose you, like, hey, this guy was great. There's actually one performer, he was at the Toronto Busker Festival with me, and he got banned from winning the People's Choice winner because he won it so many times. I said, congratulations on getting banned. So it was kind of cool. So it's really fun to just kind of go out there organically and get a crowd like that. Like, you just change people's lives. Like, every family, kid is inspired by your craft. They're able to just kind of really have a good time. Because, they were miserable, just kind of like going to their car and finding parking and all that stuff. And all of a sudden, you say your first joke, you do your first trick, and they forget about that. And there's a lot of people out there, they're walking by, they're walking around aimlessly, like, what do I do? I'm twirling my thumbs. They want to see somebody. They want to see something happen. And they don't know it. And you can be that guy. What is busking? What's the word? And here's what the internet had to say about it. Perform music or other entertainment in the street or other public place for monetary donation. I think that that's wrong. Because Donation is kind of one of those things where the audience is giving you, but really you're the one giving to the audience. Like a server at Applebee's isn't, you're not donating to them. They're serving you. And so even the internet kind of gets this wrong, and a lot of buskers, they use that articulation in their show. They say, hey, with your donation, it's great. I like to have a good articulate speech in my show, and I think you should just know that there is a little bit of a difference between donation and tip. Here's my summary. You perform in a public place for tips. That's basically it. That's busking. Perform could be anybody. It can be that guy, okay, just twirling, juggling clubs. Public place, anybody? Public place. What would be an example of a public place that you can perform? Park. How about the internet? How about the internet? Because that guy, if he slapped a QR code, he's loaded. You know, I've seen a lot of statue artists. They put something on there. I don't know why they're not learning. There's so many videos now with digital payment that you can almost have like teach a magic trick on the internet. There's people blowing up all day long, and you can kind of build your fan base. Check this out. You can give away material for free. You can sell it. You can do that a lot with a lot of online payments now. And you're finding a lot of YouTubers are almost converting to street performing on the internet. And it's kind of neat. Here's the key: location, location, location. How to busk in 3 easy steps, and it's very simple. You're going to get a crowd, keep an audience, and you're going to receive from fans. That's pretty much it. A crowd, I would say, if you articulate it, it's kind of like a crowd of strangers, and you're trying to convert them into people that want to watch you, an audience. And then an audience, but fans, if they love you, people that are just rave about you, they will pay you. And that's the difference. You're trying to convert a group of strangers into people that will watch you and then turn them into friends, fans, that kind of thing. Because anybody can just kind of see a violinist or whatever, okay, but if it's your friend that's going to be out there, it's kind of like, okay, I want to see my friend perform. And that's what a fan is. It's somebody that wants to see you. So you got to convert these people and strangers, and you invite them into your show. You collect people and you engage with people. If I'm street performing, I might make a little comment about this family, a little joke with this person. I might high five this person. And I'm not performing for an audience. I'm performing for 3 people over here, 4 people over there, 5 people over there. Now I've created a very good live performance for an audience that feels like, hey, this is awesome. So I've kind of collected a little bit from them, and I turned each group into fans. Because people in the back row, way over there, they're not engaged. They end up just not tipping. They kind of like walk away if they just kind of do that. But if they're like part of it, they'll tip you. You see, I got kind of like a nice little sign here. So here's what I mean by collecting a crowd of strangers. This is me in Covert Garden. This is probably like 10 o'clock in the morning. I just really wanted to do it. And there was already a list of performers that was kind of passing through. Like I said, location, location, location. It's also the time of the day. The weather's really nice. I am wearing pants there. I usually wear shorts. So, weather permitting and permit permitting. This is me at the Alamo performing with another pogo friend of mine. He's actually one of the best in the world. He won 7 awards. His name's Dalton Smith. We did a show called The Pogo Dudes, and we ended up doing like 10, 13-minute shows. It was basically like circle, perform, collect. Circle, perform, collect, rinse and repeat. It was awesome. And then this guy, he even said, I'll arrest you. And I didn't even I just said, hey, sorry. I didn't know we were supposed to perform. And he just went really into the whole, I'll arrest you. And the thing about this is actually on video, and the audio didn't get taped. So I was kind of ah. And then some police officers have actually bounced on my pogo stick. Hey, this is cool. So I was talking to, 2 days ago, I was talking to another bicyclist police officer, and he was awesome. So he was loving our show and that kind of thing. And this guy just, hey, you can't perform here kind of thing. So it depends on who you run into, I guess. This is my friend right here. He came to visit me in Boston. There's a place in Boston.
What are you doing today there?
I'm getting a permit.
Called Harvard Square.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Do a little dancing later.
Okay, cool.
That's official.
But boom. Some places require permits. Some places are, First Amendment right. It's a shared public space, so sometimes they just permit because there's a lot of people that want to do that spot, so they kind of have to regulate it a little bit. So sometimes they just give you a free permit, and sometimes it's just $15, $50. It's really cheap. That's for the whole year.
I travel all over the world providing clear-cut family entertainment. All I ask is that if you guys are going to enjoy the show, just fill in these spots right here in front of these cones. All I need is a front row to give you guys a great time.
Now, the time of the day was not great. He just was I just got my permit. It's right around the corner. Let's go. I want to try this. So yeah, he didn't really get a good crowd, but he just wanted to do it, and that was his goal. This is in Atlanta. I was told by another performer friend of mine. hey, you should perform here. I'm like, I don't really perform on the grass. But he's like, dude, but look, the way people collect, he's pointing out which way to face, which way to go. In the behind me, it's called the Beltline in Atlanta. People walk on that, they rollerblade, they're buying ice cream. They got time. They're kind of like people that they're not in a rush to go anywhere. You're not like downtown New York City where people are just like, get out of my way, I need to go somewhere. So the time of day, the month, the season, the year, it's kind of just, this is a very good visual spot too because of the walk-by traffic behind me. And also people are very comfortable and they kind of just, once you get them to sit, it's like, they're there. They're on your side. And there's also kind of ways that you can kind of do this bench, like the way they're seating. You can kind of go, hey everybody, if there's like a lot of foot traffic on this side, which there was, I can go, hey everybody, do you guys mind just kind of sliding down to the left so other people can kind of sit down and enjoy themselves? I'll do that at a fair. If the benches are there, there's like 3 benches, I'll go, hey everybody, just kind of move to the side so that way when people walk up to the stairs, then I can kind of really fill in the spots and it looks great for promo. It looks, you just kind of know that like crowd control to how to like collect people, if you will. And it's like, I'm still getting paid at the fair, but if I'm selling merchandise at that fair, now I'm able to get like a really good craft. And I love performing, so it's like I don't want people to miss this. I want people to be able to sit down and enjoy themselves. I don't want to like have it maxed out. I want to try to be able to get people to actually really enjoy me because that fair brought me back. Get a crowd, convert an audience. You want to be seen and heard well. You don't want to just kind of be like in the corner, where people can't see you. Even when I was performing here, I was on a taller unicycle. The next year I brought a smaller unicycle just because my head kind of got cut off with the really tall unicycle. So I was like, I got to actually shorten it. Be seen, heard well, have a good sound system. I do use the Bose. Everybody uses it. It's very, very just kind of like boom. I have a smaller tripod for this, but I do have like a taller one. If I have a taller tripod, boom, I have a light, boom, right on me if I'm doing it at night. That kind of tie up a light to like another like street pole and kind of get 2 going there, You really, really do want to be seen, you want to be heard. You don't really want to have your amp on the ground. Crowd control, you want to win them over. You want to establish that first credible trick. So you want to engage, perform, invite, and justify why they should move. This is huge. If you don't do the math of busking, if you will, where you win them over and then you ask them to move, you have to ask them to move in a way that is justified. So if you don't have any credit for them, and it's hard to get them to move. It's like this, like herding the cattle, herding the sheep. You don't want to hey, move forward and watch my show. There's a kind of like a way you invite and a way you kind of collect people. So what I do is I ride around on my one wheel. I have some fun. I high five some people. I say, hey everybody, free money. We're giving away free money over here. Come on over. Every 10 seconds, free money. Everybody, round of applause. They clap. And then I go, every 10 seconds, it's free money. And then I go, hey, clap, clap, help me out. I get the audience to help me out to try to people hear the applause. The louder they are in the beginning, people start to kind of find their way to watch your show. Collect with a sign, I'll have this out an hour before and it's awesome. It really does wonders to just kind of get even 2 families, 3 families, maybe a whole bunch of people right away. So that you kind of collect before you even turn on your microphone. And that's what I mean by engaging with hey, you in the yellow shirt. Hey, can you just move over to the right a little bit? You want to say hey, for the wheelchairs, the strollers, and people that don't want to watch the show, I'm just going to ask that we kind of just contain my show as the city of Boston asked. Just kind of please move forward to the cones, the rope, or the water line that I just put down. That way nobody ends up walking through my show while I'm doing some dangerous tricks. Those things up, win them over, justify, that kind of thing to then ask. I would say my aha moment was the math of busking. If you set up, do 1 show, tear down and leave, you did 1 show. If you did 2 shows, it's 1 setup for every 2 shows. You know what I mean? So if you do 5 shows in 1 day, take the day off. So how do you keep your audience after you convert them? You perform. Do your content. Have content. Have good jokes. There's comedy classes on jokes. Take courses. Comedy's a language. Absorb yourself in watching comedy. Watch, all the Netflix specials. I guess some people have it or they don't. And I think a lot of people, they have it because they listen to it. They hear it a lot. If you have a sense of humor, it helps you out just in life. So yeah, find your voice as a performer. Have good content. These 2 are very important. If you have a good show, people will stay to watch and actually execute those things that you're doing. Don't just dabble and sit there and wait. Actually do it. You want to keep everything short, sweet. You don't want to go on past 45 minutes. Especially nowadays, people are their attention is getting less and less. I would rather do 2 20-minute shows than 1 40-minute show because I'm going to almost make double my money. Almost. There is still, though, sometimes if the audience is with you and you do that like one and done show, there is a little bit of value in that. Like, boom, wow, I just saw a $20 comedian. Like, he did 50 minutes of comedy. But I would almost rather do a shorter show. I just try to go, hey, I'm going to do these quick warm-up tricks, do my content, do this, and I just try to get on the unicycle as fast as possible. Because I know once I get on that unicycle, people see me, and then it's just like circle, collect, circle, collect. Take your time with your show, do your routines, but don't like fluff it out, if that makes any sense. You just circle them, I do a warm-up trick, I do a kid bit, I do the tall unicycle, I do my tip speech, do my pogo finale, and I'm done. And I'll probably be done microphone on to off, 25 to 35 minutes. I would actually argue to go shorter if you're starting out. Try to have some fun with it. There is some etiquette and rules to street performing. You don't just show up and just think that like it's all about me. Might be some other, especially a highly desired location, there's gonna be like break dancers, other performers are like, nah, you get in line. So, if they've been there a while and you're just like showing up random, doing a show, I would ask, just be nice. Hey, I'm this person. You guys look great. This is a great show. Wow, can I try to squeeze one in while your guys are on break? I wouldn't just I would kind of flatter them a little bit instead of just going, okay, it's my turn. Step aside, everybody. I was in Las Vegas street performing for fun, with actually hanging out with a bunch of magicians. They're like, go do one. And I asked this one guy, can you street perform here? No, it's $500 a month for a permit. You need a permit for this. And I was like, what? I just want to do one. I'm just going to pinch the show is what it's called, where you just kind of do it and just see if you can get out of it. So I ended up asking the bucket drummers, and they ended up going, you don't need a permit. Like, what is he on, Just go, no, do your show. They stopped playing so I could do a show, and I did a nice, fun show, kind of for my magician friends or whatever. And it was a good time. So I only wanted to do one, and it was kind of neat because he was like a break dancer, the guy that kind of bullied me, if you will. He was kind of like, now he was like watching, like, oh, this guy's actually better than I thought. And it was kind of neat to kind of win him over too. This is Lake George. This is my friend. He was camping with me. He's a Disney performer. Very easy to get a crowd in Disney World. But he was able to kind of like, hey, man, I'm going to show you how to get a crowd that might not want to watch you because they will walk away if they don't like you. And it hurt his ego a little bit. Had the skills, but he didn't have the it factor, the wow factor to really like get people to really like them. He had the I'm in Disney World, so I'll go watch this. He's validated kind of show. So there is so he was kind of hurt when he saw people like walk away, he didn't know the thing, and all that stuff, and it really hurt him because he was like, I'm the best juggler. I'm like, have you ever watched a performer? Have you ever seen a violinist and actually, it's not about you. Go watch somebody. You don't even care to watch somebody. Why would anybody care to watch you? Like, you're just kind of all, absorbed in yourself. And he really clicked. On the way here, I was actually made a phone call with him, and I recorded the conversation. And he was like, no, dude, yeah, it was, you definitely, hanging out with you for like a month, like I was able to really kind of figure out like the whole like thing. And it's really helped me with my gigs, my shows, and what makes people really want to stay and watch you. Because sometimes people are just being polite, like you guys are now. So the streets can be rough, just kind of know that. Tip culture kind of going on in the world. I don't know if you've noticed this, but you go to Walmart, self-checkout, they ask for a donation, and the Waltons are then the top like 8 richest people in the world, okay? Don't give your money to Walmart. Say no to that. They pretend it's a cause. It's not. I'm just kind of peacefully processing right now. I'm not really doing the lecture. I'm talking about Walmart and their tipping, okay? Panera Bread, yeah, okay, maybe. But there is kind of like I've never been mad. I'm a very generous person. I've never been mad when I do tip somebody. But there is kind of like what I would call the anti-tip, where people go, I don't want to overpay you. Like, I want to pay you for the coffee that I'm getting. I'm not going to like give you like, a check for $1,000. Like, there is a little bit of like, hey, I earn this money too, serving the world too, and doing my craft. So there is kind of like a little bit of that, like, hey, give me money. I'm worth $50. Some people, you got to kind of realize that you're performing for everybody and on every income. And they just happen to walk by. Safety protection, weather, that kind of thing, sunscreen. Sometimes you're just in a really rough neighborhood or like a rough spot where it's just, there's so many people. There's drunk people, there's this person, there's that person. Just be aware of that, that's all. Because there has been a couple times where I've seen people start fighting with performers or something like that. Like, because you have a bag full of money at the end of the show. They see that. There's always like a guy that like sees that and kind of like, so just kind of be aware of just being outside. It's not cozy, if you will. So you might want to bring some camping gear, sunscreen, sunglasses, bring a chair, a folding chair. You're not just doing one show. Try to do something where you're like, okay, I'm going to do one show, but I'm going to sit down. You don't want to like sit down on like the sidewalk or on the ground. You bring a pad or a camping chair or something that you can kind of easily fold up and put into your kit. If you're not traveling the world, you don't need to be compact as much. Here's some tips on a tip speech. If you have a good tip speech and a mediocre show, you can make almost double than a really good show. So it really matters how you connect and what you say to the audience. And articulately. Like you really have to kind of have, I guess, like a Martin Luther King Jr. kind of speech where everybody is just quiet and they're captivated and they want to just really understand what you're about and what you're doing. And they're just on board with it. And they're just a fan of you because they laughed the whole show. And they're just like, yeah, shut up and take my money. That kind of like, oh man, he's right. He's worth $10 for my entire family. A lot of performers, I'll tell them this is kind of like a new one. I'll tell them, hey, pepper in your tip speech throughout your show. Because a lot of street performers, they'll collect people, they'll get people, they'll invite people, and they'll be kind of like in an established spot that the audience doesn't know if they're street performing for tips. They might think that the festival or that they're crashing is hiring them. And then all of a sudden they're like, hey, tip me at the end, the festival doesn't pay me. They're like, the audience is kind of like, feels like, oh, I feel conned. I feel conned. I feel a little bit like that's not cool. So if I kind of say, hey everybody, you're welcome to watch the show. Everybody's welcome to watch. I will be asking for a tip at the end of the show. That's almost like one of the first things I say to the show, in the show. And I do a couple of jokes, like I might do like some funny dancing. Oh, I'm working for tips, that kind of thing. So, there's like music playing. So I have like kind of like you're reminded of it throughout the show. Just a touch. Just kind of pepper it in. You don't want a long tip speech, especially starting out. And that's why peppering in your tip speech, you can kind of say a lot because you say one thing and then you say another thing here and there. Instead of like one long speech, you can kind of almost have 2 or 3 tip speeches, if you will, throughout your show. Not just one. A lot of performers, they do the one. And I'll actually tell them, no, I'm learning to have a couple. Pepper it in through your show. And they're like, oh, that's a great idea. Oh, wow. So even a lot of performers don't really know to do that. You don't want to over-persuade. You don't want to give them like a million reasons why, hey, this, that, the other thing. Say what you're doing. Say what you're all about. You're not paid to be there. I accept tips from generous audience like you. Thank you so much for watching my show. If you don't know how much to tip, may I suggest $10. There's a math to tip speech. So actually, let me actually say my tip speech. Does that sound good? If you guys want to just listen to what I have to say, this is memorized. I'm on the unicycle, which is very nice to be up high when you give. My name is Wacky Chad. Check me out on the web at match.com. Check me out on the web at wackychad.com. What's the website? If you actually go to my website, you get to see that I've been in 25 different countries for over 20 years doing what I absolutely love doing, and that's bringing people together for a nice laugh. Thank you guys so much for watching my street performance today. It really means a lot. If you don't know how much to tip a street performer, how about $10? That's a compliment to what I do. And the cool thing about street performing is if you don't agree that $10 is fair for your family, your date, or group of friends, you can give 20. 20 is like the super generous tip. It's like the tip that every street performer tries to strive for. It is a very, very nice compliment to get. If you can afford that, it'll also help pay for the people that might not be able to afford anything at all and doesn't put the expense of this show all on me. In the end, I just hope I made your day. Maybe you can come forward and make mine. Thanks a lot for watching. And then they clap, usually. And then I go, if they clap like that, I go, I've done this so long that I can tell you exactly how much money I'm going to make based off that applause. Like, I'm not even kidding, too. So what I mean by the math of tip speech is I said $10. If I say $10, that's the first number, right? But I also broke it down so it doesn't seem like $10. Wait, what? Oh my gosh, $10. What's this? But if I break it down and I go, for your family, $10 for your family. If you got a family of 6, that's less than $2 a person. That's less than an ice cream cone for a person. I even have a kind of a reference. I go, if you don't know how much to tip, how much did it cost to park your car? Was this show more exciting than parking? All right, it'll be $45. You know, like that kind of line. Like I said, that tip speech was a little short. I did kind of pepper in other things before it. So I just want to let you guys know that. So yeah, saying like $10 for your family, your date, or group of friends, it breaks it down to the person so that they don't think that like $10 is a lot. Like, because they're not giving $10 for everybody in their family. It's a family of 5, that's $50. Anyway, so that's a nice tip, but also the logistics. Somebody gives $100, like, that's great. They actually give it to you. That's awesome. You don't ask for $100, you're not going to get it. You don't ask for $50, you're not going to get it. I don't really ask for that because I think my show's $10, $20. I don't try to I'm not trying to take people's money. I'm not trying to I want to be kind of on their side, and that's what I mean by the anti-tip. It's kind of like, hey, you worked hard for your money. I'm not trying to take all your money, suckers. Like, give me your money, gimme. Yeah, break down that kind of thing. If you have a merchandise item, your $2 tips that you kind of get from a family, for an entire family of 5, will somehow turn into like a $10 thing. It's wild how people go, oh, I actually have $10. It's, you know, people do have money. They have houses. They buy stuff. They have businesses. You know, there might be somebody that's broke that day in their show. There is a difference between being broke and being poor. I am trying to invite everybody here. You might perform for like 200 people, 300 people, 300 people. That's awesome. But you're actually performing for like 200 people because this is the business where 100 people might actually walk away, and you might be like worried about the 100 people. Don't worry about those people. Worry about the people that actually appreciate you, love you, watch your show, because you don't have no idea what's going on in anybody's life. Don't try to be like, these people walked away and you met, because it brings you down. Like 10 people have got, I've seen a whole family with an ice cream cone, you know, what Ralph Lauren, all that stuff, just leave in the front row right after I get my bag out, and I'm just like, did I do something? Was it me? You know, and it brings you like, am I doing something wrong here? Because you go to a comedy show, you do this, you do that. Charles Bach, what's his price for one ticket, one person? I don't think I'm asking for much. Some performers, they'll say the first number, $5. I like to say 10 if I have a $10 show. What is your show worth? And kind of realize what other prices around the world. I spent $9.01 on a Starbucks latte once. So there's a value to what you're doing.
Busker Fest continues around Young Dundas Square tonight in support of Epilepsy Toronto. The massive festival of street performers opened yesterday. You can soak up the sights and sounds until Sunday night.
Busker festivals are established pitches. You don't have to do any raw street performing. I'd actually almost advise against it. If you're going to get into street performing or busking and you already kind of do fairs as a professional, it'll make your life so much easier than trying to do raw street performing. Raw street performing is tough. Not really tough if you kind of know what you're doing and if you've kind of done it a couple times. But this one, you're invited. You get to watch, you get to hang out with the performers, you get to network, you get to book other shows that you book them, that kind of thing. Oh, what you're doing with your website, you learn something from them. They're there to kind of other performers, you get to hang with them. It's awesome. It's great advertisement. The Busker Festival has been around for 20 years, and the audience knows to come right back. And your show time is in the program. You don't need a sign. They look at the program. You have a crowd at 2 o'clock when your time is done. You don't have to bring an amp. It's all right there. There's 15 acts. Your show's on at 2. They're there to watch you. You don't have to worry about how to collect a crowd, how to win them over. You're already established. You're already kind of got a credibility. You got invited to a festival. So it'll make your life easy. That's kind of how I started. I did a 3-man stunt team called the Pogo Dudes, and we got invited and we got booked all around the world because it was we were the first to pogo on these things. And so it really helped me get better at the raw street because it got better at the content part. So yeah, you get the seasoned fans, which are seasoned tippers in a sense. They know to bring cash. They know to kind of do that thing. Here's us kind of hanging out. This is Kingston this year. You know, you went and winning awards. That's kind of fun. Everybody's just having a blast. A different tribe of performers. You get to meet a lot of really cool, interesting people. So here's your Busker Fest shortcut. And I would highly recommend doing this than just trying to do raw street. But you can do raw street. There's a website called buskercentral.com. It's got a calendar to festivals, websites, if you wanted to try to dabble in it, to try to learn this craft of actually just doing your show with a tip speech. And here's the website. It doesn't look that great, I don't think, but it is one of those, like, it's got all the festivals on there. Auckland, New Zealand, there's some really big festivals, and they're really hard to get into. So make sure you got a good promo video that shows, like, hey, I'm a good performer. I've been here. I've been on Fool Us. I've been on America's Got Talent. They kind of look for that stuff. If you're new, they might actually go, oh, we need a magician. We don't really have a magician. So they might actually, get you to come. Or you can do a fair by yourself and just, hang out with nobody. I don't know if you know this guy. His name's Jack Wise. We all partied hard the night before, so he was the first one at the so-called 10 o'clock breakfast. So everybody got there at 11. We're all checking out of hotels. It was the last day. So he's a street magician. He's a really good street magician. I've known him for years. So instead of me saying stuff, I recorded a phone conversation with him, so I'd like to share with you that now.
Here are the bullet points I wrote down about my busking advice. I'll read them to you, and you can share this phone audio clip with your audience. What are you going to do about my Irish accent? You might need to hire a professional translator. Ha ha ha, okay. I have 9 advice points. I couldn't come up with 10 points as you requested. I'm not at level 10 yet like you are. You are my idol. You are probably the best street performer that ever lived. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Okay, let me read them to you now. Okay, here we go. A word from the wise, from me, Jack Wise. 1. Maintain eye contact, especially with those at the back of the crowd. Hold props at eye level or higher. 2. To increase earnings, build a connection with the audience. Winning their hearts will lead to winning their wallets. 3. Give yourself permission to fail. Perfection comes with practice. 4. Keep your magic act compact. It should fit in an overhead plane compartment, as recommended by Billy McComb. They'll know who he is. 5. Focus on 3 main tricks. The rest of the show should include jokes, interaction, and bits of business. 6. Start with a trick that establishes your credibility, like the invisible deck, nail writer, or bottle production. 7. The translator automatically deleted this advice because it was so stupid that no one should have to listen to it. Okay, now moving on. 8. Learn to improvise, and don't be afraid to acknowledge when things go wrong. It makes you more relatable. 9. Stick to classic magic tricks like cups and balls, miser's dream, and linking rings, as they work well in any environment. Also, I agree with you. I don't believe we landed on the moon. Oh, sorry, did you stop recording? You'll definitely have to edit that part out now. Chad, you can stop recording. Let me know how it goes. And if they video it, I'd love to see it. And about what we were discussing earlier, I'm glad you understand that I am a changed man and my wife should never find out I was on the TV show, How to Catch a Predator.
Jack Wise, everybody. There we go. Just say this. This is a kind of blow through this part because you probably already have stuff like this. Everyone has one for a reason, the Bose S1. This is the newer one, the Plus, $700. I don't have it yet. I have the Bose S1 right here. Sold at local stores like Best Buy. You can set up 2, and they're really great. So if you want to just get a good system, that's the one to get for street performing. You can buy the older model for less. That's what I have now. This is one that's got a built-in receiver, and then you just basically have the body pack. So all you got to do is worry about the body pack and the microphone. But it has to be the MyPro brand. It is kind of smaller, a little bit more compact. A lot of people have this. I actually don't have it, but everybody has this. This is the Sennheiser. You can buy cheap microphones for it. They're like $46. You can buy like 10 of them. You don't have to worry about your microphone breaking. You're on the street. You don't want to have really expensive stuff, but the Sennheiser is like a good way to start. I have this remote here. It's a $20 remote on Amazon. It's awesome. It's like my rudder. I steer. I turn up the volume, this and that. It's $20. It's not like the Audio Ape, which is like $900. This is street performing. You don't need to have really expensive stuff. You can have your iPod kind of close. The Bose has the Bluetooth kind of in it, and I'm able to kind of do a lot of stuff. So you can have multiple backups there. Pairs well with this Bluetooth receiver. This will make any speaker a Bluetooth, so your music can go right to the speaker if you're using somebody else's thing. This is kind of like the Apple one. There's a Samsung one that's universal. Just kind of know the difference. There's like the chubby button right here that kind of goes on your arm. You got to use 2 arms to do it, but hey, if you want to try that. Playback app, highly recommend this one. I just transferred over to, I had show cues. This has a number of playback options. This is very, 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 very valuable. It takes a little bit to figure it out, but once you do, it's so worth it. If you don't want to try something simple, Cue Master, it has a lot of stuff for the iPod. Really, really great stuff. $20 app.
Everybody's welcome to watch, but I will be asking for money at the end of the show. That's how Street Performer works. But everybody's still welcome to watch, even if you don't have money, okay? Your show right here.
You know, today, I just woke up and I said, instead of waiting on a good day, waiting around through ups and downs, waiting on something to happen, I just said, that's right.
You're still here. If you go to my website, you get to see that I've been to 26 countries. I've traveled the world. I put laughter in people's lives. I absolutely love what I do, and perfect timing. Looks beautiful, doesn't it? Be sure to check me out on the web at wackychad.com. What's the website? I absolutely love what I do, and I can't thank you enough for sticking around and watching my show. I hope you had fun. Give yourselves a round of applause. I'm right over here with my hat, my heart, and my credit card machine.
Go ahead, dip it in. Oh, that way, perfect. Pull it out. Wait for the noise. That's it, dude. Thank you very much.
How'd you feel about tipping a street performer with a credit card?
He's a pretty cool guy, so I mean, I'd have to trust it a little bit. I mean, I don't really think about it, but he did a good job, so I trusted it enough to give him some money for his performance.
Yes, feel free to tip via credit card. If you've never done it with a street performer, it's very easy. You dip your credit card in, it takes $10 out. Give it in, give it out. Give it out. There you go, wait for the confirmation. The magnet goes in the back, just like that. Tip it in, tip it out as quick as you can. In and out. There you go. Wait for the confirmation, and it works. Like that. And you just in and out like a gas station. In and out. Now up. Just like that. Wait for the confirmation, and you gave me $10. Great job. It means a lot to me, folks, because I know that 75% of you guys do not carry cash. That's a fact 2 years ago. Thank you very much. Appreciate it, guys. Was that your first time doing it?
Yes.
It was your first time doing it? Okay, well, and do you guys feel comfortable with the device? Did it seem untrustworthy? Did it seem...
Well, when I'll check my bank account.
Yeah, right?
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
If it's wrong,
Yeah.
who do you contact? I contact my bank.
Right, yeah, exactly. So thanks for doing the credit card tip. It means a lot to us, and we're just trying to adapt to the cashless society.
That's good. It's a good idea because people don't carry cash.
Right. Yeah, they don't. So we're just trying to, but it's, we got to pay for all this still, and do all this. So yeah.
It's good. It's
Yeah.
all good.
Thanks, guys. Really appreciate it.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Busk.co, this is how you get digital tips. This is the sign right here. Did a blog about it. There's blogs on there. Busk.co, it's kind of like the new Busker Central. You can kind of see a lot of cool stuff.
As this is our first online Halifax Busker Festival, I'd like to give you a couple of quick tips on how to tip the performers. All you need is your iPhone camera pointed at the QR code on screen for the performer you'd like to tip. It'll automatically put up a simple link on your phone. If you're happy with the preloaded tip amount and currency, click Tip. Apple Pay will automatically come up. Double tap to confirm. In seconds, your tip is complete. No Apple Pay? No problem. You can manually enter your credit card details or just select PayPal. Remember to select the currency and tip amount you wish. Most performers will have their own unique QR code on screen while they're performing. It's directly linked to their account. You can also manually type the link you see on screen into your web browser. It's fun, fast and secure to tip a street performer at the very first online Halifax Busker Festival. As always, tips and feedback are greatly appreciated.
So just check that out. Okay, bus.co, wackychad/tip. That's how you tip me. Scan your card here. You want to try it? You can. Okay, I guess not. Okay. I've actually I've done it with a lot of performers. I do actually think you should try it, even though you'd laugh at it. Because if you're on the receiving end even once, you'll go, oh, I know how to do this. I see what it's like as an audience member. You should do it once. And I know it's all like, we're laughing, I'm getting your money, whatever. I've done it. I've helped performers, okay, $5, test it out. Like that's kind of more with it. I helped you with like Venmo. We were like sharing $1 with each other. It was awesome, right? Okay. So check it out. Honestly, really check it out. I know it's like, oh, I'm getting your money, but yeah. Around 8% of the world's cash, so do the digital stuff. You can do it online too. You can perform there. And like I said, the Great Federal Reserve is a scam. I just put the slide in the wrong space. So I have some money right here I can give out over there. That's kind of like, it's like a business card that I kind of made, kind of give out the free money, and it's got how you tip me on there, right? Kind of in the beginning of the show. How much money can you make busking? Just like a magician, they never reveal their secrets. So, but I can tell you now, if you guys all tip me whatever you want right now, everybody does it. I can add it up real quick. I got the Venmo there too. Merchandise, there you go. I have t-shirts. Kids love them. You see people coming back from festivals doing your thing. Definitely worth having like a magnet, something that's just something somebody can grab kind of after. I have like a bag full of stuff that I kind of like when I do it, it's like I got my QR codes when I do the tip bag, that kind of thing. And then I have like, I give out money and stuff or like things like that. Don't just have one bag when you street perform, because if you're doing a couple shows, you might want to count it, have a couple bags. This is 25 years of footage, 12 years to make. We entered into the festival and it won honorable mention, which is basically like tied with first place, but they got to give first place to first place. So it also won 4 other awards in some major cities, Toronto, New York City, Atlanta. And the way we're going to share it is through a QR code. So it's kind of like you watch a movie about street performing, and then you watch, pay, and share after. So you can do it in any order. You can pay first, you can watch first. It's kind of like if you don't like the movie, you can not pay for the movie. But if you stay to the end, we kind of have the QR code. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll be right over here. I just have one last thing I want to share with you. Just go out there, do it. It's a lot of fun. You're going to have a lot of a blast doing it. Here's some clips. Thank you guys very much. My name is Wacky Chad. Appreciate it. Perfect landing. Yeah, I just bought a pogo stick one day and just started bouncing on a pogo stick and got good at it.
소개합니다. Wacky Chad!
Wacky Chad. He's a professional pogo sticker.
It's the pogo stick.
They've amped up the pogo stick.
Pogo stick on steroids. Wacky Chad has been performing around the world for over 9 years.
My first time in Korea. I'm from America.
Please welcome Wacky Chad. It's pogo sticking, and it's not easy.
After that, I told myself I want to do this for a living.
The only way we get paid is by the people that watch the show.
If I break a leg, I'm out of a job.
It's not worth the risk, folks.
It was not my favorite show.
Street performers face increased regulations and fees.
I just got shut down.
They tried to ask him to modify his show. He said, I'll arrest you if you come back tomorrow.
And there is a great deal of case law that actually supports buskers relative to their First Amendment right.
Live street theater is for everybody.
That many of these street performers add in a positive way to the ambiance of the city we know as Boston.
Oh, hold on. I'm okay.
I need to get another job.
Hey everybody, I'm gonna do a show. Stop and watch it.